How is everybody today? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing a weird dirty pour right now. This is kind of, I went over to China one time and worked with a bunch of awesome people over there. A shop we were setting up to do furniture for Marriott, and they wanted somebody to teach them how to do epoxy for it because they used to buy all of our products for that. And we messed around with some really unique dirty pours and ways to get some very natural, just crazy looks. Now, there's some tipping and pouring and whatnot that you'll see us do with our sample substrate that you may not be able to do on like a major kitchen or something like that, but who cares? We're gonna have fun with this, and we're getting a whole bunch of just gorgeous colors in here because we are gonna save this so we can do our own dirty pour here in a little bit. Like an old school dirty pour. How is everybody today? Welcome, welcome, and remember, this is your live, so you got to ask us any questions you want to. Berate us if you want to, or just rate us. Hit the like and follow, and thanks for all the likes, guys. I see all those hearts and cowboy hats. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't see any of that stuff. I was just joking. Thank you guys for being the most amazing customers. Let me try that. Okay, you guys are going to mock me, and this is probably going to turn out really crappy, but it's going to be funny no matter what happens. So, or fun at least. Foam roller? I got a foam roller right over yonder. Everybody having a good day? Where are you guys all watching from? We're in Western Colorado here in Grand Junction. And we do classes here one time per month. So we have people from all over the world show up here. So look forward to seeing one of you guys or all of you guys in a class of ours soon. Where you can cover a tile shower with wall epoxy. Yes, you can also pour a countertop on a panel and do kind of that method. All right. Make sure it rolls a little bit at least here. Oh, we're ready to do our clear over here. See this? Levi's just so out of it. I don't know what's going on up in here. Up in here. Okay, yesterday we did our glitter countertop here, guys. And we're just doing our clear so we can lock all this in. Oh man, that's, I don't know if y'all like that, but I like it. Florida, how warm is Florida? I think it's, I looked the other day just to see, and what was it, 79 degrees? It was cold and rainy here, and I was like, dang it, that's why I want to be in Florida. I used to go to the Keys, I think, every year. At least once for a while. Can you all see how now that clear is going to go down on top, just how much smoother all the glitter should be now. You'll have all the individual little reflective pieces, but it should be just a really uniform sheet of glass underneath that.
Which epoxy do you use for tubs and sinks?
Tubs, we have Countertop Epoxy has the #1 tub and sink coating in the world right now. It's an amazing product that's getting very popular. We're going to actually be doing an awesome tub here in a few days, just for y'all. But I don't know. Do you guys want to see me do like more of a simple tub or a glitter tub? I'm thinking about doing another glitter tub, something kind of crazy over the top, something. The Kardashians. It's for the truck Dashians. No, that's a horrible dad joke. I don't even know if that was on dad joke level. I just don't have jokes, guys. I'm not a Kardashians, I don't know those weirdos. I've never watched Iowa. I've only been to Iowa one time, I believe. I don't even know I don't think I ever watched any of the supposedly cool shows that everybody used to watch. I was always working. Having too much fun, and I enjoyed my life working, actually. All right, now I'm pushing back across. Okay, I think this will look pretty sweet, but you guys be the judge. Who would have this in there? You can even just say, I'd have that in my little girl's bathroom. Okay, whatever, dude. I know it'd be in yours, but whatever. I accept you. We don't judge, bro.
Someone said horrible or horrible, like WH.
Horrible or WH? Horrible?
Yeah.
That's hot. I like that. I like the play on words, guys. This could be both. It depends on where we stick it, if you know what I mean. Dude, the glitzy ain't that bad, right? Yo, ain't the worst idea, huh? I'm running thin on the clear because I poured it so hot. Michael poured this. Michael actually mixed our clear like 30, 40 minutes ago, and then I leave it in the container while I go make phone calls. So now I'm pouring product that's probably 120 degrees, which is not what I recommend because then it makes it look like you're struggling with it like I do. But I always still get it spread out. It's just the speed you want to push that roller at. Ooh, I gotta show you guys the wall we did. Syracuse. Kara from Syracuse, New York. Good to have you on our channel. The composite, we just poured a black base over an old sample we had on a hollow core door, and I had blue glitter from our shop right out of a leaf blower onto the top. So 0 skill. I don't know if there's any good looks or talent here, but you be the judge. I think if you guys say no, your moms are all going to call me later and want it. So I can teach anybody. Show up to class and we'll work together. We teach classes here every month. And if you want to learn epoxy from a guy that's weirdly obsessed about it for the last 15 years, then you need to come to my class. That don't look bad, right? Heat to make it level. Let me see, have I ever used heat to make it level? I always torch it afterwards. A torch is what I prefer. Now I did, one thing I didn't advertise here is I poured very hot product here, and you shouldn't pour product that's quite that hot. So we also spray alcohol sometimes. Now if you spray alcohol when it's nice and like half set up like I was right here already, just remember it'll leave little divots. However, if you light it on fire, you'll have a what to not do video, and you can make a little safety video just like I'm doing here, but it'll really quickly and efficiently torch all your glitter down there below. So, okay. This epoxy is actually pretty scratch resistant in the world of epoxies, at least, per se. And you can always polish a scratch right out too. So this is a very durable. This right here is probably the hardest, most color stable, food grade and scratch resistant product you can buy. I don't know, not bad, guys. What do you think? I always say not bad, but then I know if I see the comment, somebody's going to be like, not bad, you blind dumbass. So this will keep self-leveling slowly, and oh man, yeah, see that laid it down. And now, without further ado, I better not mess up my other countertop. And like I said, guys, did I tell you? I think I was honest. I did this over in China for fun, but do I know exactly what I'm doing? No, I don't. I actually worked with a really awesome artist over there that was in their shop, just an amazing artist. And then he came down to Singapore, and we actually poured a big set of stairs even. That was a lot of fun. All right, see if I can remember how I did this.
One of our subscribers said, I wanted to ask what your favorite colors are, so I can...
My favorite colors?
I can do a painting for you.
What? Somebody to do a painting for us? Dude, I love blue. Anything blue or turquoise or Caribbean. And how awesome is that, dude? Y'all are too kind. Okay, guys. Or are you sure you're doing that right? No, I'm not sure. But is it gonna look fun when we're done? Yes, it will look fun. What'd you apply?
Top coat of epoxy on my countertop, and I got fish eyes everywhere. How can I fix it?
Fish eyes everywhere on your top coat. That's probably from being a little too thin or maybe spraying alcohol too late. Just make sure you pour at about 15 square feet per gallon. So figure out how many square feet you have and call the office too. If something like that ever happens, just call us and we'll go over the math with you, the atmospheric conditions, temperatures, stuff like that, and we'll get it all figured out with you. Ain't nothing you have to worry about by yourself. Roses. I knew it. I knew I was getting roses today. I felt it when I woke up. I could feel it in my plums. No, not really.
This one here is one of my favorite pours that you've done.
What? Oh, geez, you better wait and see if it's still your favorite in 10 minutes.
So the one that wants to send you the painting it's the girl that does glow pour painting.
What? Do I get a glow pour? Dude,
Her name is Are You Your Best?
Are You Your Best? You're a gangster. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you do. Glow paintings. Now that sounds like a badass idea. Let us know and we'll send you some glow powders to play with too. Dude, that would be exciting. That would be exciting to see. We'll share anything you do. And everybody check out her channel too. She does some amazing stuff, so. All right. Was this what I really had in mind? F no. Not in the slightest, but neither is most of the stuff I do. I like it when it's hot. It's hot because it's not. I'm not a singer either. I'm not a good comedian. I'm not a good singer.
I did a table and bench seats, and I'm going to try and pour on a pair of vans.
I'm excited to see that too. Show that stuff off. Let us see. Hey, what was your dream job when you guys were a kid? I remember for a while, my dream job, I wanted to be a garbage man. I know that's pretty weird, but when you grow up in North Idaho as a little kid, and the only cool dudes you know are the dudes that always drive the trash truck around while they're drinking beer, you think, well, my goodness, that looks like the job to have. So what did you want to be when you were a little kid? Then I wanted to be an F-14 pilot, like every little boy that saw Top Gun, probably.
A marine biologist.
Marine biologist? There's a good one. See, I was not nearly cool enough for all these things. That's what my little girl is always so much more. Her desires and passions are so much farther beyond the kinds of things I wanted.
Are You Your Best? And I live in Pullman next to Moscow.
Next to Moscow? My dad went to Moscow, and I lived very close to there. I was born in St. Mary's, so Are You Your Best? That's awesome. I have a lot of friends up there still in St. Mary's, so that's really close up there. My dad's had some crazy stories about going to college in Moscow. Holy cow. It's always like me, like I grew up like wouldn't touch any kind of drugs or alcohol, and then my dad's like, oh, up in Moscow, I think we'd drop acid to start the party off. Like every 70s partier and that you ever heard about with parents.
Trauma surgeon, a gymnast.
Trauma surgeon.
F-15 pilot.
F-15 pilots, that's an awesome one. Surgeon that drinks beer? That's a surgeon. I think that's just a surgeon. I've had a lot of surgeons work on me. I'm pretty sure those are just the ones that work at the VA. If you're in the military and you get hurt, you get the guy that drank working. No, you know what? I take that back. I had some amazing doctors take care of me when I was in the Marines. I got hurt a few times and I had some very amazing corpsmen, and I was a huge fan of just the corpsmen. So. A hot dog? I don't get a hot dog and a tennis ball every damn day. What is that?
Do you scrape the edge?
I should scrape the edge. I should pour this like 10 minutes ago, but there's Levi for you. My taffy that I poured 120 degrees. And you just move nice and slow. What is this? It's going to be a really crazy streaked table. The color's going to pop out when we actually torch it. This here, it's going to look like crap until I torch it. Then it's going to look like torched crap. No, I'm kidding. It'll look awesome. All the blind girls will love it.
So this table started, it's like a 1/4 inch, and now has 200 layers.
Do you know what? It does not quite 1/4 inch and 200 layers, but yes, it sounds like you see half my other stuff in here. Half of my life. The samples I can't even lift up to take them outside hardly.
Tiffany said I have had 2 amazing VA docs and some that I can't say that about. LOL.
Tiffany, amen there. I agree with that.
Almost looks holographic. Interesting, it kind of does.
My only issue with the VA at first is it seemed like they had this like fascination with trying to get you medicated no matter what you ever did or needed. So, but
Big difference between a medic and a surgeon. Army medic here.
Army medic, gangster. You know what? Thank you. If you were an Army medic, God bless you, man. I was in Iraq in 03 and 04, and I actually got to help a lot of really amazing Army guys. That we showed up and we relieved a bunch of Army guys. I don't even know really what they were doing. Fallujah East, Fallujah Main. Then you guys came up in 04, early 04 to I think the south side of Fallujah during our retaking, and you guys were the only medics that sometimes would go back out with us, and was very fortunate who I got to work with. So thank you guys. I think for greater love hath no man than this, and a medic I think understands that, so thank you. True service.
Opinion on why you don't use polyester?
I can do a lot more with epoxies. I can get strength, bond strength. I can deal with a lot of different substrates, have really amazing work time, long-term flexibility. I'm not stuck always with one hardness cure. There's just a lot more tools in the epoxy world to really do high-end coatings. I mean, if you're really doing the one and done garage in a day, the polyaspartics are fine, but really to guarantee even like never to have delamination, hot tire pickup, stuff like that. I know you guys get to see me do just the kind of the fun stuff here, but a lot of my life has been spent really trying to understand the chemistry of epoxy and what's happening in moist environments. I can tell you ladies what's happening in a moist environment my epoxy is. So yes, yeah. We have super durable, much thinner, much easier to apply urethanes that work really well with flexible epoxies. So we can get some kind of strength conditioning out of concrete that you almost just can't get any other way. Joe, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
I was going to order something from the Jalapenos food truck. Do you guys want
What? What's in the jalapeno food truck?
The Jalapenos, that Mexican food truck right down here?
That I've heard about?
Super good.
What kind of food's in it? You know what? I better be healthy today.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, it's really good. You don't want any either?
I ate so bad yesterday.
They got soup.
Do they really?
Yeah, I had some consomme last week, and it was bomb.
What's consomme?
It's some, like, meat broth. I don't know.
Everybody got to meet Joe. Has everybody got to meet Joe?
Hi.
This is a big reason. The person behind the camera and the person standing over there these are the reasons why we're successful, guys. Okay, this is going to be a pretty little dirty pour. Yeah, what kind of other stuff do they have in that truck?
Sopa de chicharrón and sopa de adababa. I don't know. It sounds amazing.
Do you know, I have veggies today, so I better eat those today, but thank you so much. I'm definitely going to eat that tomorrow. I'm going to try that. Next time it's around, tell me, because I will. Oh, hey, this dirty pour here is getting... This is as hot as your mom.
So they said, so in your opinion, and longer than
Yeah, I can get we have a really long molecule epoxy called Outdoor Flex, and a lot of it's the molecular buildup and the shape of the molecule, the length of the molecule, how I can get it to bond in and through a substrate, and I can do with that with moisture, with oil. I can do a lot with it that I just truly cannot do with a polyaspartic or anything else. And then I can still get my UV chemical resistance insanely, still keeping a really, I mean, because my goal is to get the molecules of the actual flexible, narrow molecule to penetrate all the way down into the concrete, because a lot of resins fail because it's really just stuck to the surface of the concrete. And you have this hexagonal molecule that really won't penetrate, or they'll put mixed like color in with it, so you can't really get penetration, or there's moisture in the slab, and a little bit of moisture and a little bit of solvent in the resin will really wreck it if it's the wrong one. And so there's a lot of knowledge as to how to do that. And I've seen epoxy, and I've done quite a bit of square footage, and I've ran polyaspartics and really low build coatings and whatnot. And just for the problems I like to be able to solve, and just being able to warranty for a long time and know that you're never going to delam under any circumstance ever if it was installed correctly, I really believe in the epoxy. So that's just me. And anybody can work with the epoxy with a little bit of training. It takes a lot of knowledge to really work with a good polyaspartic and get some of the same level of success. Ooh, here I'm breaking stuff off the edge. Overnight is generally what I say is the cure time, but in a warm room, and this was poured so warm here, this will actually cure out pretty fast on us. Look at all those air bubbles. That actually dirty pour. Good job on that. No, I don't mess around contaminating it because we can use just alcohol and get even better cells. And Resi-Blast has a lot of silicones and stuff like that. So you're going to have the potential of long-term just either divots, discoloration, a softer cure. Whereas alcohol, we can get a lot of the same exact effect, and it evaporates out, leaving no harmful residue. So, but that is a cool question. I used to see a lot of guys mess with that stuff, but most of the installers stopped after they saw the long-term effects. I'm really careful with understanding the science of resin so that when we tell you how to do stuff, it holds up for a long time. Yes, this is amazing on spalled concrete, especially our outdoor flex resin specifically. It's our Ultra Flex resin. And that's the one I was talking about, the long chain. It's a really long, narrow molecule, extremely strong. It has extremely similar flexibility at 0 degrees, the same as it does at 130. So it's really cool. A lot of resins are ultra flexible at high temps, but they'll actually delaminate easily. And then at low temps, they'll delaminate because they become brittle. And a lot of our resins, we spend a lot of money on the science of keeping them flexible through all temperature extremes, because thermal shock is where you usually see your failure of a good resin. And that's just heating it up, cooling it down. That's where you see all your delamination and failures and stuff like that. Yeah, that is, and it's all that propaganda is based on profit margins. And you know what? I mean, I do own Countertop Epoxy and Diamond Coat, but I will only educate people on things I understand, and I've had a lot of products that I've thought about carrying, and I just won't carry it just for a profit margin. It has to actually be the best product to solve the problem, and right now I just don't think it really is. I think epoxy is, so. You know what? That's not a dumb question at all. If you haven't seen this, that would be a very valuable question if you hadn't seen it. So we sell, I think, around 230 different colors that we mix right in, and we have powder and liquid colors. We even have resin pastes, glow-in-the-darks, color-sensitive powders, UV-sensitive powders, temperature-sensitive powders, and so basically, based on whatever result you're trying to get, you can just call up and tell us what kind of colors, base colors, accent colors, and we'll just put all that together. You can spray some using alcohol, and others you can just mix right into the actual epoxy. I hope you guys can see this crazy modeling and rainbow and effect I'm getting here, but that is like, I'm actually gonna grab my bigger torch and stop screwing around with this little thing. I'm gonna just make a little mess just so I can clean up, because I like that. You know, we have a tub and sink coating that's specialized. That's usually a smaller volume, and that works very well, and we'll be doing some pretty good videos on that coming up. But generally, we have a trowelable epoxy for vertical, or we pour our countertop epoxy flat, and then we can install it on a vertical, like install the panel. Or if it's a tub and sink, you could use a tub and sink coating, which is really specific to that kind of system. So, wow, that's, okay, now we're getting there, guys. This is what we wanted. Concrete floor, grind the highs, fill the lows, and seal that slab up. And come to a class if you want to, or call the office if you have any concrete floors. I'm traveling out this summer too, so if anybody has any large bids they're wanting me to look at to come and do for you, make sure you call our office soon, because my summer will be full in the next few weeks most likely. Definitely I always grind my highs, because you don't want to pour enough epoxy to go over them. Fill your lows, because obviously you don't want a divot or a dark spot in a metallic. And then you want to seal your slab, to seal any kind of oil, water, moisture, anything like that, get that dealt with, and get it either out and above and off your slab, or sealed underneath. So, and then just understanding how to deal with each one of those situations, whether it's moisture or oil. And that's very simple. So if you have moisture in your slab, we spray our slab using isopropyl alcohol, 99%, so really pure alcohol. And that'll actually adsorb and suck any of that moisture out of your slab. Get some air ventilation going in there, and then we're going to mix 10% acetone. And the reason we put some acetone in our seal coat of the Outdoor Flex specifically is the acetone will actually mix with and bond with moisture. And it's kind of unique when you have 100% solids, a true solids resin. then you can mix only a water-soluble solvent like acetone in, allowing it to actually bond in with moisture. So that's the real, how you can use a high-grade resin as a real tool if you learn some of the science of how to use it. So, whereas most resins, if they even have the 2 or 3% that's in almost all resins, it would really limit the kinds of solvents you could put in to try to deal with moisture or oil or something like that. So, and that's the kind of thing we do a lot of. We go over a lot of stuff like that in class. It's kind of one of my passions. Yeah, and you can put urethane top coats. You can spray them out of an HVLP. There's a lot to do. I just usually stay away from clears and whites if it's outside. But man, a lot of people have a lot of bars outside. You just want to be thoughtful as to how you do it. So. No, this is a really high solids epoxy, the 100%, a pure 100% solid. That's how we can hold such heavy direct heat right on it. And this is just actually helping it cure better. So this is warming it up. It's helping it self-level into place. And if you notice, I poured this really, really hot. I don't know if anybody's still around for my 2-hour project here, but I poured this very, very hot so it didn't have time to really self-level a lot. And now I can actually just torch it, really warm it up. But this only would work with a really high-grade epoxy like this.
Is this coat metal like a tire?
You know, I have seen people coat metal in motorcycles and stuff. I'm not saying I would recommend it. I mean, because it's a curved surface, a lot of it would have to do with how you prepped it, your ability to get the product to cure the way you wanted without it flowing too much or something. But like, if you could do it, I can understand that. I'd probably prime that with our outdoor flex just to get a really good bond. And I would also sand prior to that to make sure you had a mechanical bond. I know, wasn't that hideous, guys? That started out pretty ugly, just like me, right? Like, I started out, if you saw me when I was 12, you'd be like, holy crap, he has no future in modeling agencies, but look at me. No, I'm kidding, that's a joke. Yeah, and it really helps it, and acetone can really help it penetrate moisture especially. And I'll run 10 to 20%. 20 is the max, only in a really moist environment. So, just needed to say moist environment one more time for you guys. I know most of you guys request me to say the word moist. Say I don't say it enough. Okay, I'm about done torching here, but I'm liking the results we got personally. I don't know if you guys do. I'll show you my wall we did. My little boy helped me trowel it, and I finally polished it.
Some of the guys in Idaho said, I need to fix my front step that has been damaged by salt.
Yeah, if you have a front step that's been damaged from like salt being tossed on it, you want to make sure the moisture's out of it, which is real simple. Throw some plastic over it for a few days, then spray that down with alcohol. Grind any kind of if something's just totally flaking off or chunking off, you can either make sure it's securely in place before doing this, and then you'll mix some of our Outdoor Flex Clear, and you'll brush it in to bond everything that's flaked or popped off. And basically you're penetrating all those little fractures and divots and whatnot. And that's where I mix a little bit of acetone into that epoxy to really get it to prime and bond. I take that same exact Outdoor Flex epoxy, I mix it with our sand slurry mix, and we make this really nice trowelable sand slurry. We do cove bases, we'll fix big damaged spalled areas. My sister's whole entire driveway was spalled and the top was popped off, and I re-screeded it just with this slurry mix and primed it. And that was several years ago in a freeze-thaw environment, and it's a perfect, really nicely super tracked. It's a really decorative coating anyways when you're done, so that really it stands up to freeze-thaw and everything very well. Way better than brand new concrete. So yeah, good job. Good thoughts on those colors, Michael. I really like that. So, and I'm going to try to save our mixing sticks here. So here's something, guys, I don't often do, but I should do. I used to do it a lot when I actually poured in a shop and was doing all my own countertops all the time, is I would take my sticks and I just really wipe them down like this and massage that epoxy into the stick, and it makes you a really strong, nice, sealed mixing stick. And a sealed mixing stick won't be getting you all those little micro bubbles and whatnot into your mix. So you will notice you get really significantly clearer mixes, and you won't be snapping the stick off in your hand all the time, because not every lady likes you to snap a stick off.
Is there a best time to fix the concrete
Yeah, you know, obviously you don't want to be out there with your epoxy flashing in a 120-degree temperature, but if you're organized, I wouldn't worry about it at all. Just get it dry, get it clean. I mean, I ground ice off of box drains up in Telluride when it was like, I think when I left the job, it was like 11 below zero or something crazy. And I was able to use that method and trowel the sand, urethane on top, and I still got a cure because we can actually cure in sub-freezing temperatures with specific outdoor resins we sell. So
Does heating it like that get all the air bubbles out?
it does. It pops the air bubbles. It really helps self-level it. Now, we poured this at like 120 degrees and manipulated it for a long time. So obviously this didn't self-level quite as easily as normally when you pour epoxy. It does half that work on its own.
Have you ever tried
Color, let me see. I'm trying to, ever try color on typewriter? I'm not sure. Usually I sell Countertop Epoxy, and I'm the owner of Countertop Epoxy and Diamond Coat. So, but if there was ever something better that we would need to manufacture that we don't, we would look into that and figure out what we needed to do. I have one little void here because a gloss on a gloss, it is so easy to miss a spot. And of course Levi did, so. And I took my glove off, so what do? I just nastily got my fingers in that gear. There's still a little bit of air in this top coat, and it is coming out now. It's torching out pretty nice and clean. I'll use the bigger, wider torch, and you'll see a bunch of, you might see it in the reflection, I don't know, but tiny little micro bubbles popping. And that's what this torch is removing, is those tiny little micro bubbles. This is just a sample we did, poured on a hollow core door. So not really for anybody, just for us. Fun sample for y'all to see. I think it turned out all right. Everybody want to, should I pour over this glitter sample or should I keep this for a while? Yeah, this video will go up today, and I'm sorry, yesterday they were doing an update, so we had something weird going on with our channel, when I poured this, I don't even know if it was visible or, I don't know. TikTok probably said that, ugly ginger's being offensive again, telling dad jokes, we need to get them off there. Keep this one? I'll try to, if you all want me to keep it, I'll keep it. And make sure to go sign up for a class, and I look forward to seeing you guys too, so. And hit the follow or the subscribe button and so you can watch what we do coming up. And if there's any videos you want to see us do specifically for colors or anything like that, remember you can do the Q&A and ask us questions, ask us to do samples just for you. So, and if you need us to bid a job or have somebody come look at something in your area, call our office and let us know what you're having us look at. Our summer is going to be getting full pretty quickly. We have a lot of installers out there, and even myself doing kind of a tour this summer of installs. So just communicate to us however we could help you. There, and now that is a sheet of blingy glass right there. I troweled this down here the other day, just like we have troweled a few other walls I'll show you. And I ran this and I polished this all the way up to 5,000 grit. So I think you have a pretty perfect reflection. And for a troweled product, let me know what you think. But my son actually, this is the very first thing my little boy actually ever helped trowel as far as a trowelable epoxy. So I am pretty happy. And then I just troweled kind of a box and threw an old frame we had found I think it was a incorrectly made frame at the Frame Depot. So I just boxed it. You know, we try to go live sometime around 11 in the noon, I believe, and then sometime around 3, 4 in the afternoon as well. So we'll try to be back around 3, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's definitely be watching. So yeah, that's that. And I am finishing off, sorry, not redoing, but I'm finishing our ocean pour floor here that I've been working on forever. I apologize. I left town last week with my kids, so I took them on a trip. But here's our ocean floor. We're going to pour with our white sandy beach at the edge. We're going to put some seashells and stuff in it and pour a clear and some ocean waves in here. I'm kind of excited to see this one finished off. And then here's one of our entry walls. The class actually troweled this. Our last class was here and did this. And I am going to sand all these highs off. I'm going to float this one more time, but with more of a translucent white powder. So come to class if you want to learn how to do floors, walls, or countertops. Thank you so much for watching the live, and I look forward. I'll see you guys this afternoon, probably around 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So think you got 4 hours or something like that. God bless you guys. I hope you see this afternoon and kill a pedophile before I see you.